it's like it's connecting now. Cool. Alrighty. So I was busy, but I am back here again. So let's go ahead and watch this video.
Quit! Fontaine will find you! Hey, fuck Fontaine. You fuck Fontaine! Fontaine fucks you!
One of the biggest challenges Irrational faced when developing BioShock was figuring out a way to retain the feeling of a deep RPG while making the game accessible to a broader console audience. Ultimately, the team succeeded in creating an intricate system of weapon and character upgrades that gave the player choice and customization while keeping the gameplay fast, lean, and engaging. One of the hallmarks of BioShock, to me at least, was that it really blended RPG and sort of first-person action game together in a way that, is sort of standard today, but a decade ago was really pretty revolutionary. And I know for the team, I think at some point it became clear that you wanted this to work on consoles, not on PC, right?
Well, both, yeah.
Yeah. But so the idea of, doing a console game and a PC game, and doing something that sort of felt like a shooter but had much more depth. And I know in some of the early design docs you talked about sort of creating an FPS plus versus an RPG light. What was the difference in your mind between those two?
I think for us, the big difference between System Shock and BioShock ended up being that System Shock was more about your character growth and BioShock was more about the environment. Because with System Shock, we really didn't have System Shock 2. We didn't really have either our team to make enough assets or the visual power to sort of make a really convincing environment. But as we started working on BioShock, the art team was so strong that the ability to tell a story within the environment became the most important thing about the game. And that was sort of not something we thought right at the beginning. That was not really a concept we had. But as we started building things, we could realize that the visual world was the star of this thing. The Rapture was really the star of this thing. And telling the story outside of cutscenes, telling it in the world, so the gamer could discover the story rather than us telling him the story, telling him or her the story. And it was still very much, for the time, I think for the time, quite different than what you had seen in terms of there wasn't a lot of growth in shooters. So It was still, I think, for the time, very, very revolutionary. But I think System Shock 2 was even more ahead of its time in terms of that growth thing, because we defocused a little bit. Primarily, part of it was just figuring out how to do that all on a console controller was very tricky.
I remember even the early demos, people you see a plasma, you see like a upgraded weapon, people are like, oh, I've never seen that before in a shooter. And that was, when you were coming out of the sort of, the Quake, Doom, Half-Life, where it's like you have, 8 weapons on the keyboard, and you sort of knew what they were, and they weren't going to change. Yeah. Sean, was that something that, from a sort of creative standpoint, was it always clear that that was something you guys wanted to do, or it evolved over time because you wanted to have more depth in the game?
I mean, it certainly evolved over time, and each, upgrade path was slightly, had its own unique challenges. Like certainly upgrading the weapons, you had to design a base weapon that didn't feel like crap. Still felt like something that you wanted to use, but then the ability to add the upgrades to that, and each of the upgrades can come in any order, so you have to be aware that this, parts A, B, and C could come in at any different time to upgrade the weapon. In a first-person shooter, that's your star. That's the thing that you're seeing all the time. When it comes to other things, plasmids, things that are,
Tonics.
Tonics, yes, sorry. It's been a while.
Come on, Sean.
I know, it's 10 years. Those things were more offloaded to machines that you would then have to interact with, so you're not carrying the inventory around with you. But each of these decisions on how we're going to upgrade the player, it wasn't like a mouse and keyboard. Okay, we can just use the mouse, and you have all these buttons at your disposal.
You could arbitrarily point at a part of the screen really easily, which you could do in System Shock 2.
Yeah, so we certainly learned trial by fire when we were trying to adapt these things to the console at the time.
Yeah, and like having different ammo types and stuff like that. Like we went through numerous iterations of the interface to make it. We had the first times we sort of put the interface into play.
That is so cool.
it was very obtuse and very tricky to get your head around, and we just kept working on it and working on it and working on it.
That's damn,
because
that's
we want
beta
to feel like
footage. Holy
second
shit,
nature.
Bioshock.
But that was, we spent a lot of time on that.
What motivated the idea of having so much choice in the way you could sort of play through this game? What was it to give the player a better sense of authorship over the experience, or what was driving that?
I've always liked the idea of giving the player a lot of agency in terms of their play style and experimenting with the play style and trying different things and seeing what worked and didn't work and interacting with the environment. The notion that it's sort of a playground that you get to play around with and imprint your own desire on was great, because I think we were more skeptical about being able to do that with story at the time. In fact, so much to the point where that became almost like a joke. That becomes the meta joke of the game, of how little agency you have in your story. But agency in terms of how you play the experience and how you load out your weapons and how you interact with the environment, as compared to most shooters at the time, where basically like you can shoot them with the shotgun or shoot them with the the pistol. That was really important to us. So we spent a lot of time trying to make the world react in a way that you would expect and hope it to react when you tried something.
Right.
And some of those system or decisions we made about systems fed back into the narrative, like locking Adam behind the Big Daddy and the little sister. Like, you can't get Adam unless you deal with the Big Daddy, which then becomes a roving boss fight, which then becomes another system that I don't know if we planned that from the start or was one of those happy, like, serendipity, like, oh, this decision that we made about putting Adam behind the Big Daddy totally works because now we have a different type of boss fight that you hadn't really seen in other games.
Actually, it was the other way, because what happened was originally there was no concept of Adam, and Big Daddy just had money and other treasure on them, like every other splicer. Yeah. And they were so tough, nobody would ever fight them, because why on earth would you go after that guy?
Right, go off a bunch of small splicers and get the same amount, yeah.
So we had to come up with a currency that was exclusive to them, because we knew that was where the fun was, right? But we also knew people were terrified of them and we didn't want to fight them. Yeah. So video game development and system development is a lot like economics, right? In economics you try to encourage certain behaviors through tax, usually through tax policy. Well, you want business growth, so you lower taxes on certain segments of the business economy, or you want to encourage, people to move into this area, so you make incentives to move in here. We had to make an incentive for players to fight the Big Daddy, and Adam became that incentive. And then once you had this Adam, then you had a new piece of narrative, which they could then incorporate back into the story.
Yeah. An old tasty Adam fucking drink.
No! Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
Talk a bit about the plasmids and the vending machines and that sort of whole approach to, I guess, what is kind of a tech tree, but, and coming from PC games, used to strategy games and whatnot, with very complicated ways of how you would upgrade things. I thought you guys did a really interesting approach to how you made it very accessible to a console audience. How did that evolve? Did you know the vending machines were going to be there from the get-go?
Well, we had vending machines in System Shock 2, so we were sort of lifting that, and I always thought that was a fun notion because it's a affordance that people already understand. They see a vending machine, they know immediately, oh, that's where I buy stuff, right? Yeah. And you also then have to have a shopkeep. When we talked about wanting to make things, put limitations on ourselves so things felt fully believable. Yeah. If we had a shopkeeper sitting there, you can't shoot him. He sits there, he doesn't say anything. Right. And all of a sudden he feels fake. Where a vending machine, the Circus of Values machine, can feel 100% authentic. Despite the fact that it's selling like ammo and stuff like that, which is,
But in an objective society where you don't have rules and regulations on that type of thing, it feeds back into the narrative.
But you don't then break the fiction at all by having these characters who sort of don't really live and breathe in the world. So the vending machines became an important part of that, but we still want to give them character, and hence and so that clown image came from a piece of, that image is actually from like a fruit container or something from like the 1940s. Okay. And so we had a book of like royalty-free images, and I saw that image, and I'm like, let's put that clown on it, and we'll call it Circus of Values. And then, we wrote some lines for it, decided he'd be this sort of asshole clown, and then we hired the best actor in the world to play that part. That was me. My biggest Avengers, I didn't cost anything.
I didn't know you were really.
I was a clown. Yeah. I was a clown.
I hear it in my head every day.
My wife hates that voice. She hates that voice.
You can give us a little of it right here.
Welcome to the Circus of Values. She does not allow me to do that, so I'll
okay.
do it outside of the house.
Okay.
But it allowed us to have something that felt very rich and very real, while being very limited at the same time.
Feel your cravings at the Circus of Values.
And also, the plasmids and sort of the motif of sort of the videos and how you explain sort of what a plasmid was, that was a really fun way, I thought, to sort of explain that. Sean, how did you guys evolve that? Because it was a very artistic approach.
I think those came on pretty late too, because we were developing all these systems, and you make the assumptions because you're dealing with them every day that the player who gets this game is going to understand what these systems are. And we always joke that you can't ship a developer with a game, or you can't expect somebody to have a README file for all of these things. Nobody's understanding what these plasmids are or how to use them. How do we present these to the audience in such a way that they're going to understand what it is fictionally and what it is functionally? Because Rob Waters did a lot of the animations on those, and we sit down and we write out like a little 30-second commercial of what this thing is. And again, because going back to the narrative, this is what would happen in Rapture. People are trying to sell these things, so they would come up with commercials to explain why you need this. Using that as your framework, you can then come up with all of these little gags that people will remember that have a little personality to them. But I think ultimately in the end weren't that expensive to create, because they're cheap.
I think one of the most important things about it is we didn't want them to be long, and we didn't have a lot of budget for the arts. We had like a couple of frames of animation in them essentially. And so we had to figure out, how do we message how this thing works in like that. And that's what marketing is, right? It's how do you message how something works. And marketing and tutorializing are very similar things, right? You're trying to get a message across in a very brief period of time in a very snappy fashion. And I think that one of the things that I always felt about games is that tutorials are sort of death. And because they're usually like, you go into a scene and there's like a shooting range or something like that, and
narratively they never really make sense either.
And they're so boring. And so we always try to put a big burden on ourselves of how do we train people while not letting them know they're being trained, and brevity is really important to that. So we had a bunch of art constraints on that, which also led to a bunch of writing constraints. And so those things were like, I don't even know if they were 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they were
like
really short. Yeah, 15 seconds long. We had to explain a whole plasmid in that period of time. Yeah. And I think that was a good exercise, because it also made the game, it forced us to be concise and to really explain what this thing was like that.
Throw objects at foes. You can even catch grenades and throw them back.
That was pretty cool. Alrighty.
putting the screws on us, and double. He's squeezing us out of 80 points of our cut with the threat of turning us into Ryan if we don't play ball. Son of a bitch. Sammy G comes and tells me he's thinking of going to the constable. And the next day, Sammy G was found in a sack in a salt block. We had no choice here. We stay on Fontaine's crew and we're gonna catch the gallows. We take powder, and we end up like Sammy G. Oh, there's gotta be another way.
in a smuggler's hideout. I gotta figure out what the fuck is System Shock 2. Hold up. Let me figure this out. Hold up. I have to stop for a second, because I need to figure this out. What is System Shock 2? Let's see here. Oh! It's actually on fucking Steam. The original System Shock 2 that came out in '94. This is the... looks like the remade edition of it. Looks like they remade this game. Like, remastered it. Yeah, this is a remake. System Shock 2. This is the one I was looking at. They actually re-released this on PlayStation 5, which is funny as fuck. Xbox Series X, Mac OS, Dreamcast, DOS, Mac operating, a Mac. Let's see here. Because this game ain't that fucking bad, but as you know, it's... Looks like Halo with a bunch of with a bunch of crazy shit. Looks just like Halo. He got System Shock and System Shock Enhanced Edition. And it came out with System Shock in actually last year. Which is the much more bizarre thing about this. But that's so cool. It actually looks pretty cool. I would buy this game, literally, but I don't want to spend no money. This game hasn't been updated in about like almost a year, so... Huh. Oh well. I'm just sitting here looking at some of this shit. Actually, I'm going to turn on my display and show you guys. If I can bring it back up again. Here it is. That's literally what this is. Because I didn't even know what the fuck System Shock was. Or System Shock. I forgot about GOG Games. And it's $2 right now. And it ends on... And it ends... in September. They always got shit on sale. They always do. They always fucking do. System Shock 1. Yeah, they wasted no time with this. What is it? Star Wars Jedi 2? The Outcast? What is this? Oh, okay. I did not know what this was. Yeah, I forgot about GOG.com. GOG is like the shit. Shut up. GOG is like the shit. But oh well. Alright, back to the game. Hold up. For the test and see if it'll work. Yep, it does. Alright. Let's get back to it. Let's take the chips. No, don't do. See, look, I should have known that was coming. As soon as I saw that, I should have seen that coming from that clip.
I'm right outside the submarine bay, but I can't get in. I need you for that. My family can't be more than 100 yards away.
Imagine finding out this guy is actually nothing but a big fucking rock.
We all come down here. Figured we all be part of Ryan's great chain. Turns out Ryan's chain is made of gold, and ours are the sort with the big iron ball around your ankle. He's up in Fort Frolic banging fashion models. We're down in this dump yanking guts out of fish. Fontaine's promising something better. He's like one of us, you know? Like he's worked a day in his life. He says meet him at his fish packing joint at 11. I'll go. Bring a couple of guys. Hey, it's not like things could get a lot worse.
Hit the switch up there in the control booth and let me in. I think it's time to shake hands and get acquainted.
You've had your fun, but enough is enough. If you press that button, you'll learn what it means to truly be my enemy.
That's weird.
Scientist. She's damaged goods, all right. Just like all those chumps they scraped out of them prison camps. But she's no crackpot.
Can you hear me, family in the sub? Are they making any noise at all?
Is there really anybody in that fucking sub? It's all dark in there. I'm very iffy. Then that guy came on the intercom like it came up on me like, what? Oh well.
If only your friend could look up and see. Maybe she only would do something, anything, except just stand here and watch you die.
They're everywhere! I can't hold them! Got to fall back! Get me family out and we'll regroup as soon as we can!
bust in like an assassin, and then you try to sneak out like a thief. You're no CIA spook. Who are you? Why have you come here? There's two ways to deal with a mystery. Uncover it, or eliminate it.
Get out! Get out and get to Arcadia! Jesus Christ!
The Irish pork pie offered me a deal. I flip him Fontaine and I walk out of here. That simple. How do I know that fat fuck isn't Fontaine's guy? How do I know they're not all Fontaine's guy? Fontaine's got Adam, and everybody wants it.
Really
Ryan's got a whole lot of talk and a nice suit. Even down here, any idiot can see which way the wind is blowing.
That's fucked up. At least we're going to Arcadia. The more you play this game, the much more fucked up it gets. Why can't I not see Atlas?
Moira. Patrick. Ain't that just like Ryan? Waits until we're almost out, then he pulls the string. We'll find the bastard. We'll find him and we'll tear his heart out.
I came to this place to build the impossible. You came to rob what you could never build. A hum gaping at the gates of Rome. Even the air you breathe is sponged from my account. Well,
we got two.
Later you might remember the taste.
How? The hell was that?
You get to the bathysphere in the rolling hills. That'll take you straight to the devil himself. And then all debts will be paid in full.
There's two in his level.
Christ, is somebody there? They're everywhere!
What are you waiting for, City? It's beautiful!
Seems like some poor blighters have started seeing ghosts. Ghosts? Ryan tells me it's a side effect of this plasmid business. One poor sod's memory is getting passed on to another through genetic sampling.
Oh,
Leaks, lunatics, rebellion, and now bleeding ghosts. Ain't life in Ratchet Grand?
What a night I got lined up. Everything's ready. Flowers, bottle of wine, even 2 tickets to the tea garden. Nothing gets the Bettys in the mood like nighttime in Arcadia. Now I just gotta stop by the Thrifty Care to pick up a med hypo, just to be safe. Word is, this ain't Angelina's first visit to the tea garden.
The augmentation procedure is a success. The slugs alone could not provide enough Adam for serious work, but combined with the hosts, now we have something. The slug is embedded in the lining of the host's stomach, and after the host feeds, we induce regurgitation. And then we have 20-30 times yield of usable Adam. The problem now is the shortage of hosts. Fontaine says patience, Thunderbolt. Soon, the first home for Little Sisters will open, and then the problem will be solved.
you help me, man? Can you help me out? Hey, over here! Hello.
Oh shit! Where's this guy? Nah, I will kill you. Tired of your bullshit.
Today, Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the woods into a luxury. Ryan asked, should a farmer not be able to sell his food? Is a potter not entitled to a profit from his pots? I started to argue with the man, and then I remembered who's my The only thing worse than a hypocrite is an unemployed one.
Who the hell is it?
Welcome to the circus. Come back when you get some money. Come back when you get some money, buddy. Feel your cravings and the circus of value.
Yeah, circus of value. It'd be nice to see that actually fucking work. I guess not.
These assholes don't get it. This is my...
What a dumbass. Walked right in its own trap. That shit's so funny. Yeah, flamethrower. Napalm.
somebody! Clean this place up! Scrub it down! Crawling!
Run! Run!
Where's this?
They're coming!
What's this? Oh. Oh, that's what this is for. I was trying to spawn her to class. Hell yeah, what's this? How retarded am I? Very. Will I do it again? More likely. Is there a possibility? Maybe. Who knows? Because I really just shocked myself in the water. Like a Stop laughing at me. Oh no! No, 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 no! Not today. Of course, they're all.
Take it off!
Really? 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 Nice. Open this door. What are you doing? Oh, really?
No! No!
Why are you crying?
No!
Get over here. Heal you up. Happy now?
Even in the gathering dark, you light a candle. You have saved the little ones when you might have shown your cruelty. I am sending something your way to demonstrate our thanks.
Freeze your enemies. Shatter them into 1,000 pieces.
Evolve today.
Enrage your enemies. Laugh as your enemies fight each other.
Evolve today.
Knock foes back with hurricane force. Laugh as they bounce off the walls.
Evolve today. Oh.
Set traps for unsuspecting enemies. Lure your foes into deadly ambushes.
That's cool.
Mr. B. How dare you!
It's kind of dumb.
Rolling Hills is over yonder, and the bathysphere station is as well. And then straight on to Ryan.
Rich.
Andrew Ryan reminds us of our choices. But in the end, our choices make us. Your kind isn't. What is I'm not.
Welcome to the circus of County. Come back when you get some money, buddy.
You might hear things about me, see my name about, think what you will. There was a time I cared about politics, but it's just an excuse men use to kill one another. I'm done with all that. I just want to see the sunlight again.
Where the fuck do I find this napalm gun at? Come on. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out, Daddy. That moan was so gay. I wish he would have died. That was so gay. If I had to hear it again, I swear. He was not dead. Ah! Shut up.
There has been tremendous pressure to regulate this plasmid business. There have been side effects, blindness, insanity, death. But what use is our ideology if it is not tested? The market does not respond like an infant, shrieking at the first sign of displeasure. The market is patient, and we must be too. Gregory, don't come whining to me about market forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens for showing a little initiative. If you don't like what Fontaine is doing, well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product. On the surface, I once bought a forest. The parasites claimed that the land belonged to God and demanded that I establish a public park. Why? So the rabble could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and pretend that it was paradise earned. Congress moved to nationalize my forest. I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did.
That sounded so wrong. He's trying to get her attention. There she is.
Hurry! Hurry! No!
Yep.
No!
Yep.
No!
Now you are back to normal.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all little sisters.
Time for a nap, sweet angel.
Dude, them things are fucking scary. They're even more scary. Thuggish. It's a abandoned health station.
The minute we came here, Masha started screaming, "Mama, Mama, what is that? What is that?" I thought she was having some kind of seizure. Then I realized...
It isn't right. I'm gonna need you to listen to me. I'm no sort of botanist, but I think Ryan has just killed Arcadia. The man's put something foul into the air. Bottom of the ocean, boyo. All the oxygen comes from the trees. No trees, no oxygen. Give me a spell to think. Ryan's woman in Arcadia is an old Betty named Langford. An okay sort, but not above doing a dirty job for $1. If she's still kicking around, I'm sure she's gonna want to save her trees. After all, she planted the damn thing. Bienvenido al mundo. No dinero, no ammo.
Oh, it's easy. I can see death floating in the air.
Oxygen levels critical. Lockdown initiated. All bulkhead doors are now clear.
Damn city built to not let anyone out in the event of this kind of emergency. Either we get those trees back, or you're a permanent resident.
Hey, amateur!
Oh my gosh. Gambit's dead.
They dress up in leaves and call themselves the Saturnine. Please. They drink human blood and chant, harness the flame, harness the mist, and believe they're touched by the ancient god. An aging bunch of frat boys tilting back goblets of plasmids and calling it ambrosia.
So that's what.
You trifle with the Saturnine!
Exactly what he does.
My trees! It wasn't you, was it? No. Ryan. I think I've got a way to save the trees. It's a genetic vector that I'm talking to. Could you find a sample of Rosa Gallica for me? Look in the grotto. I've got to keep working while there's time.
Character's coughing. Stop coughing.
You brought the Rosa Gallica? What are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Send it through the new mode. Yes, this is perfect. Perfect. Come on up to my office. I'm letting you in now. Now, I think I've got just the thing to put the green back in this forest. Isn't there anything in this damn place those pagans won't steal? Paper towels, ink pots, witch hazel, chlorophyll solution, even my back issues of National Geographic. They're feathering their disgusting little shrines with it, I suppose. Sick bastards. Who says you can't teach an old hound new tricks? This batty plant woman spends 4 years coming up with ways to defoliate trees in the Pacific to scare out the Japs, And now here I am, down at the bottom of the Atlantic, trying to figure out how to do the same thing in reverse. Adam. It's bathtub gin times the atom bomb times the
come back when you get some money, buddy.
Okay, hold up. I need to find this napalm. At Langford Research Laboratory. I'm at the right place. I might be able to find it. Okay. Alright, so looks like I'm on the right path then. Alright. Here we go. In fact, it's in here. There it is.
Julie, we made a business deal, you and I, did we not? Money changed hands. Let me read to you from the agreement. Section 3, subsection 4.
Mr. Ryan.
Ryan Industries maintains exclusive rights to the creation, use, and exploitation of the Lazarus Vector. Ownership is civilization.
Wait! No! Please!
Without it, we're back in swamp.
Mr. Ryan!
Every time we get a yard ahead, Ryan goes and moves the goal line down to the other side of the field.
I've been killing trees for 25 years. At Berkeley back in the 20s, on the jabs at Iwo Jima. But I never brought one back from the grave before. I did, Becky. Mama's gonna build her first damn Frankentree. I'm gonna call my little creation the Lazarus Vector. Maybe it'll bring the old gal's career back from the dead as well.
Nine, 4, 5, 7.
What's the point of being a damn genius if the only ones around to appreciate it are a bunch of spliced up morons? I've cracked the vector, or at least I'm 99% certain I have. I just need a bud of rose gallica to confirm my analysis. Distilled water, a bit of chlorophyll, and enzymes extracted from Apis mellifera. That's right, sweetheart. Honeybee spit.
Burn you. Burn you. Didn't I warn y'all? What did I tell y'all? I'm just gonna end it here for the night. It's 12:37. Don't want to stay up too long because I gotta work tomorrow. Do some more work, whatever. So yeah, this is it. So yeah.